Antonio Oposa Jr. is the lion-hearted lawyer who sued the Philippine government on behalf of future generations to stop logging in old-growth forests, and won. That case established the principle of intergenerational equity, now known around the world as the Oposa Doctrine. Then he forced a cleanup of Manila Bay and organized an enforcement squadron to stop poachers from dynamiting coral reefs. Currently, he's leading a movement to have 50% of all the country's highways reserved for bicycles, pedestrians, and public transit. I'm betting he'll win that one, too.
The nice thing about the legal action are four things. One is that it tells a story in a manner that is organized, orderly, logical, and backed up by evidence. Number two is that it brings the issue on the table of discussion. Otherwise, it's just going to be in the media, it's just going to be in fora, in symposia, and nobody listens to. In these cases, often we just talk to each other. But in a legal action, the person that you want to listen to, the person who you would like to listen to your story, will have to listen to that story. And number three, it spurs action. And number four, it may take 5 years, it may take 10 years, it may take forever, but there is going to be a resolution. Now, going back to the story, there is a line I read once that says, "He who tells the story of a nation did not care who its leaders are." From my cases, for example, one of my early cases, the children's case, it told a story. It told a story of how there was only 800,000 hectares left of virgin forest in the Philippines. The government granted logging concessions to more than 4 million hectares, and we were cutting down at the rate of 120,000 hectares per year. And the story is the children who were the plaintiffs, the petitioners, in the next 5, 7, 8 years, they would not have any forest left. So the story is there. It's just that it became more significant when the Supreme Court understood what the story was all about and expanded the idea of this story. So it has been 5 presidents since, and the story lives on.
And that's fabulous, because the story, in a sense, you force the issue onto the table, force it to a resolution, but the story doesn't go away. It's now part of the national story, right?
Yes, it's part of a national story, and even, as you heard last night, that it's studied by all law schools all around the world. And the story is, the message of that story is really very simple, that we have a responsibility. That's pretty obvious, that we have a responsibility to make sure that our children and our grandchildren and their grandchildren are going to have water to drink. When we use the environment, the word environment, if you're an environmentalist, people look at you as if you're different, you're a hippie, or you're something marginal. But if we reframe the word environment to redefine it as life and the life sources, I don't even want to call it life elements because it's more difficult to understand, but the sources of life, the fountains that make life possible: land, air, and water. How simple can that be? Without land, we cannot eat. Without water, we cannot live for 3 days. Without air, we cannot live for 3 minutes. Then if you reframe that, then everything else becomes easy, because who wants to dirty the air? Do we want to go into the back of the exhaust pipe of a car and then breathe that thing and snort that thing for 1 minute? No, we don't want to do that. But then that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. And the environment also suggests that there's something out there separate from us.
Yes, exactly. That it's outside of us, and that you just have to take care of it. No, you have to take care of it because it's part of us. When I breathe, I humanize the air. I take in the air because it becomes part of me. When I eat, it becomes part of me. When I drink water, it becomes part of the 70% of my body.
Tony Oposa, the crusading Filipino lawyer who goes to court not on behalf of the environment, but on behalf of life itself and the essential factors that allow life to flourish. For Tony Oposa, LAW stands for land, air, water, on which every living thing depends. The interview with Tony is part of our Green Rights multimedia project, which you can learn about at www.greenrights.com. You may also enjoy our Green Rights interviews with other pioneering environmental lawyers like Pablo Fajardo, Mumta Ito, and Cormac Cullinan. For the Green Rights Project and for the Green Interview, I'm Silver Donald Cameron. See you next time.